Well, let's recap. Anyways, what time is it? We're probably out on time, right on time for the 8. Hey guys, we all did time in the Supermax. Not as inmates, but as inmates. Explain that one to them.
Well, when he says we did time, we did slave labor at the ADX.
And we were inmates, right?
Because, well, we were inmates at the camp doing slave labor for the ADX.
So
slave labor for the ADX, FCI, and the USP.
I never did any of those. No, I'm like, I did the USP once. I never went to the medium, and then I did slave labor at the camp. Sean.
yeah, so
Things busted up.
all right, here we'll do this. All right. Yeah, we had to improvise. So like we all been out in federal prison a few years, right? One of us left on probation, poor guy. Anyways. But we're still friends. A few years later, we were friends there, and at a camp, a level 1, they make you work. It's a work camp. So we got the privilege of working, I don't know, half a mile down the road to the ADX Supermax every day. Go through the security, go through the check metal detectors, all that stuff. Then we're inside. We don't get to see the inmates, although sometimes it happens. But we did everything from some people do their laundry. Some people, there's a recreation program, believe it or not. Remember those guys? They would make up bingo games and stuff. Some people worked in medical. We worked in food.
I did. I worked in veggie prep, dish room, and then my last job at the ADX was a medical orderly, which towards the end. So I was one of the guys when they called you to the gate. They're like, Mendoza, go back. I was like, and then all the kitchen guys would be like,
what does a medical orderly do? What, just empty the waste paper baskets for the doctors, probably?
I never got pulled in.
Never.
The one time I got pulled in, they let me hang out in maintenance, and I was just watching TV on the little box TVs for like 2 hours until they took me back at the 2:00 bus.
There's inmates who actually want to rather be in the ADX than at the USP. Because they get their own room, they get their own TV. Nobody's gonna fuck with them, right? Some people like that. They actually want to be there. I've heard they'll actually get in a fight at the state USP to be sent there.
Hey, I heard that talk a couple times too.
Yeah. It's peaceful. I mean, if you can get along with yourself. I don't know.
One person was released from the ADX. One person has made it out.
No, there's a guy named John. He leaves comments on here.
Oh, really?
A lot of people only get 20 years, 30 years. They get out.
And you know what? And there was one of the drivers. Remember the drivers? Told me that that he's done it a couple times. That he had driven a couple dudes from the ADX to the bus stop.
They have a step down unit. I think your last 5 years you go to a little step down unit in there, and it's still high security, but they get to mingle for a little bit. It's kind of like have you ever been in a county jail where they keep you locked up 18 hours and you get 20 minutes to go use the phone or take a shower. You got to pick that real quick. It's a step down unit like
the
that.
driver told me what he called it. He's like, I just dropped off one USP and one ADX. I was like, damn, how much that feel to be on the bus next to a guy that was the ADX? Oh, shit.
Yeah. So hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Whoever's still here, I'm just both working okay. Anyways, we were going to tell you guys some stories. And if anybody has a question about the ADX Supermax on there, just leave a comment. We got the live call-in. If you want to call in, I'll put the number up in a minute. But we lost a few people, but some people are hanging in here. So you guys, let's your most braggable story working at the ADX Supermax that you would tell somebody that like was curious. Something the most unheard of story that you could think of that goes on there.
Besides that,
we talked about sex and the remote. They didn't have sound before, so I always thought it was the Unabomber who made that remote control, but it wasn't, right?
No, it was this other guy. Yeah. If I remember correctly, it was a black guy. I remember asking our CO that was our fucking progressive
Let's see. Oh, I'm really fucking up this shit. Yeah, hello. All right, it's working. All right, man. Technical difficulties all day long. What are you gonna do? So, anyways, you're telling them about the remote control that a guy made at the ADX Supermax. What your TV? Tell them about the TVs. When they got a long ass. How do they change the channel on
I
the?
can't remember how they changed the channel, but I know that.
I think they push a finger through a hole, maybe, to push a button on to turn the
I
channel.
don't remember how they fucking did it. But I know that this fucking dude, he made a remote control out of cardboard box and fucking, I don't know what else he used. But anyways, he's the same dude that he had built a fire retardant suit out of fucking newspaper and started his cell on fire. And this is why they move him around every so often. I forget how long it is, like 8 weeks or fucking 4 months. I don't know how long they allow him to stay in each cell. They do that so they don't get comfortable and do fucking things like that. And that same guy can get out of his cell whenever the fuck he wants. From what I understand, remember our CEO, I forget, was it Thompson? No, was it Thompson?
Thompson, yeah.
No, Thompson was the freaking counselor at the camp.
Here's
No,
two
that
Thompsons.
was
They're the one who did our culinary teacher, and then Thompson, the counselor.
Yeah, he was the one that was telling us the stories.
That was
said that,
Sean's favorite
that
counselor.
he got out and confronted two of the CEOs and told them that he was not going to do shit to you guys, but just letting you know that I can get out whenever the fuck I want. And sure enough, he did.
And did they keep letting him out from time to time, or what did they do after that?
I don't know. They probably fucking didn't fuck with him. Probably. Not sure.
Well, I'll tell a story. I never told you. I don't even know if you guys know this. So you know the flood drains out in that little courtyard where they have the break room sometimes they let us eat out there.
Yeah.
So they got all clogged up with weeds and stuff. We have storms. It's Colorado, right? And one of the maintenance guys, he retired from there, but I don't know if you remember the guy who retired. They threw him a big party and stuff, but he was always smoking. He was the guy he's smoking every outside, always by the rail. Maybe it's before your time there. So, anyways, they needed a volunteer, and they asked me to come clean those drains. So I had to crawl up this long drain, and I did all day long just scooping just sludge and everything out. Right, we were all done. He lights up a cigarette, and he goes, "I bet you wish you could have one of these." No, I go, "I sure do." And he threw me one. He goes, "You gonna keep your mouth shut, right?" I go, "I swear to God, man." And I sat there and smoked 2 or 3 cigarettes with him, and a couple of times, and I never told a soul till now. And I'm out now, so it's like the guy's retired, and if you figure it out, what are you gonna do? So I never told anybody because, I wanted more cigarettes, but that's just how it is. And there was another guy when I used to play my guitar. Remember, I used to play my guitar out there by the after the warden left. I'd be in front of their office playing guitar. One of the CEOs, I won't even say who, he'd ask me if I know a song like Creedence Clearwater Revival, and he when I start playing, he'd drop a cigarette and he'd keep on going. I never told a soul, man.
Beardo.
I don't put him on the spot. He might still be there, man. But I never told him. I never told a soul, but
he's a really good CEO.
He was. He'd catch you smoking in the bathroom, and I remember one time he came in and we were smoking in the bathroom, and he goes, "I gotcha!" and he just laughs and he goes away.
And then
Right.
he used to fucking announce it. He's gonna go walk. Put your shit away. And fucking let me know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Put your shit away.
It was cool. He was cool as long as you were cool with him, because one time I asked him a question during a count. I forget what it was. And he goes, "Man, you didn't interrupt me during count, man." Because, they can only count. That's why it takes 2 of them, because that way they can count to 20, right? No, just kidding.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But I did piss him off that night.
Who was that? That one CEO. He was kind of a dick. He was short.
Roman.
Roman.
No, not Roman.
Neto.
No.
No?
It was a different one. But I remember they were looking for me, and I was stuck downstairs with fucking red cell, and I was like, I don't want to fuck up their count, so I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
Because that's what he
But
would say.
you did
Stay
fuck
where you're
up.
at,
Yeah.
so
Oh, they
fucking
do
count.
say that. Yeah.
But I was downstairs, not in my fucking range. And I guess they were looking for me all over the fucking place. And then when he saw me, he's like, I was like you said, see where we're at.
Yeah, man. That's
They
how
pulled
it
me
goes.
out and made me fucking go help count. It was fucking freezing outside. I was just in my tank top and fucking Went outside, going to Summit, and then my strong count.
Hey, do you guys remember the time at the camp, dude, when then the Paisas freaking put bubble gum in the door of
Oh, yeah. He was
made it-
pissed.
they
He made everybody go on
we
lockdown.
ended up having to stay outside in the middle of winter.
Oh, that's right. He kept us outside of the building. He wouldn't even
At
let us
6
in the
morning.
building.
Everybody get up at 6 in the morning or something.
Yeah, and we had to
He was
stay out.
pissed.
He's like, I'm locked out of my office.
Yeah, you're locked out of your house.
You're locked out of your house for
Yeah,
that whole weekend, and we were just stuck outside.
it was the whole weekend. Oh, that sucked, man.
It was a holiday weekend too.
Yeah.
Dude. I remember just being at the chapel, just right there.
That
in little
sucked,
room,
man.
just made
And there was nowhere to.
noise.
Remember, we were all tired. People were just sleeping like homeless.
We are over there.
I know we were.
Gym, fucking sleeping like homeless, and some people were fucking being dicks and just jamming the music out. It's fucking 6 in the morning. I was trying to sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that will remind you that you were in prison, man. Even though we didn't have a fence, guys. There's signs that says out of bounds, psychological prison, right?
There was eight
That
beds.
little fence for the baseball field, or on the side that.
No, all the way up to the end of the
Yeah, but you could walk to the road without a fence.
Yeah, you can walk. But actually, no, it was. Wasn't there like a little fucking. No?
There was that little
Yeah,
3
the
foot
road
for the
was
baseball
just a
field.
little- just a little.
For
There was
baseball.
one along the baseball field,
And there was
and
a.
then down at the main.
It
the main
divided
road,
us because there was
it
a
was
golf
just
course
it
next
was more
door.
like a cattle barrier.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah. Cattle
And
barrier.
a shitload of gopher holes.
Oh yeah, the
Shitload
gopher
of
holes. Yeah.
If you were a runner, God bless your soul if you didn't break your ankle out there.
Oh yeah, that kind of runner. Yeah. The other kind of runner, not the one who runs at 3 a.m, right?
No, what do you call it? It was pretty interesting to see that, but none of that happened at the ADX because that was a different,
Yeah, those guys. I
different
mean,
environment for sure.
a cigarette in prison, like in a USP, they won't even sell you a Marlboro. It'll be some kind of rollie for $20. I mean, you got to know somebody just if you want a real cigarette or $50. I don't know,
I
man.
think a pack over there. I think somebody, one of the guys from the FCI told me he found a fucking pack of cigarettes in the trash can because he was one of the orderlies. I think he said he sold it for $300.
$300. And then in a medium, they're what, maybe $10 for a Marlboro?
$10 a cigarette, yeah.
In a low security, that's a number 2 security. What's that? Maybe $5 a cigarette? Maybe. They still got a fence. Two tunas, man. 2 tunas for one, which is $1.45 for each tuna. So about $3 a cigarette. But you could get a pack for $40, $50. Oh yeah, I've seen them as low as $20 a pack. But then I've seen them as high as $100 a pack. You know, depending on how much stuff gets through. But it's a big difference. And you're getting a real cigarette at the camp. You're getting a rollie for $20-$30 at the USP. You're getting a real cigarette for $3.
That's fucking made out of already chewed tobacco.
Oh yeah, because the guards will chew and they'll spit the shit.
Yeah, so they get the shit and roll it up.
Yeah, guys go along clean, they scrape it, they whatever. I mean, it's nasty shit.
Here you go, $20.
Yeah. But I tell you, so the COs at a camp and COs at a USP. At a camp, they know they're going home. They know their family's not getting threatened. Because at USP, the guys say, hey, man, your wife, she goes to 7-Eleven at 7:10 every morning before she goes to work at that high school on 26 Larkey Boulevard, over there. And they tell them all the shit. And they goes, and if you'd like her to keep doing that, you're going to stop. She's going to stop on the way home, and there's going to be a package here, and you're going to pick it up, and you're going to bring it to me, right? And that's all they say, right? And then now they got that threat, right? It's not even a threat the way they say it. You go to a camp, we don't need them. Stay away. We don't need you for nothing, man. And I'm not giving no secrets away. We just don't need you, man. Right? So it's a big. So the COs treat us a lot better because they know they're going home. They're going home uninjured every day. Some of them, yeah. I mean,
that was true.
Some of them, especially the ones who work overtime, they get extra hours. They're coming over from the USP or the medium. They want to be super cops to us.
Who was that captain?
Oh, that captain. Oh, God. Yeah, Mr. With a little goatee, Mr. Yeah. Yeah, sure was, man. But, for the most part, remember how they treated us at the Supermax? How did they treat you guys?
I don't know that.
They locked you. They locked you in a most already secure prison. And then they put you in another room and lock you up.
Yeah.
Behind that glass. Because what, you got to protect the carrots and the potatoes?
I got to protect the cabbage. The cabbage is very, very secure.
But remember how they did treat you kind of like almost like, remember they would chop it up with this kind of on the line and stuff? Thompson would tell us his stories about his. Yeah, they were cool to me. I couldn't believe it. I asked him like my 4th day there. So, what's going on here? You guys are like almost treating me like a real person. What the fuck? What's up? What's up? They go, we got to work with you every day, man. You want us to treat you like a piece of shit? We could do that.
You should have seen what it was like during the pandemic, though.
Oh, did it change?
You should have seen because what do you call it? You were there, weren't you?
But I was an orderly by that time.
Yeah, what do you call it? Because they pulled all the help, and the guards were forced to do all the work we were doing.
Oh,
and what do you call it, dude? When they came back, they said they were like so grateful for the campers. They were like, "Oh, how we missed you guys," because they were forced to do the trays, the chopping. There was because they had no,
all the grunt work. Oh shit!
They took us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you remember Miss T? Hey, if you didn't cut it on her line, you're out of it. You're fired pretty much. Remember, she gave you like one little chance your first day there, and you couldn't keep up.
The ADX to go work at the camp, right? Because I was gonna, Miss T was gonna put me to do something. I forget what it was. It was fucking easy, but she said, "If I need your help, you're gonna help me." Though I said, "Okay, I will." And Miss Friday didn't want me to leave.
Yeah, I remember her.
I was going back from surgery, and I told her that I put in my paperwork before I had Miss T sign it. I should have had her sign it first, and I didn't. Miss Friday fucking denied it and fired my ass. I guess it's not what I told you. That's what I became at the FCI.
Shit.
But it sucked. I should have stayed because Miss Friday and Dee were my favorites.
They were cool after they accepted you. You know what I mean? Yeah, they were cool.
My favorite was O'Brien. She was cool.
Oh, Brian was good. Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah, she was cool. So.
She took good. She was always pretty solid.
Hey, they all let me remember when we took out the 3 cakes. Were you a part of that in the van?
Yep, I remember for RDAP.
It was the Hamburglar driving us. The guy, we didn't tell him the story about the Hamburglar. I mean, they didn't hear it, the sound. So this, we haven't even told them about how things get out of the Supermax.
Yeah, just if you're at the camp, don't ever eat cilantro that comes from the Supermax.
So you want to tell them the whole routine, like so. They get the best food at the Supermax, right? I mean, they get top of the line. It's the same menu, but they get the spices, the herbs that we got. You know, I mean, all the oils for the grill. I mean, that stuff's. I used to get jealous. I go, how come they get this good food and I got to go back to the camp? They go, well, you want to stay here tonight?
It wasn't always that good though, because I remember with Turtle, would go into the cooler. I'd seen boxes that were like a year old. They were just frozen solid after a year, man. So. It's not like they were getting the best food.
But they get the Breyers ice cream. Now you got all the best snacks. You know, the chicken fajitas would have fresh peppers
they did
and onions
popsicles and stuff,
all that stuff. Remember, they got the cold tray.
Yeah, kiwis.
Yeah, they got good fruit, fresh fruit. I mean, they had it. You know, I mean, this guy John, who's been on, comes on here, like he said that he did. I don't know, 10 years something. He said that was the best food in all the prisons he's been in. He said he had no complaints with the food.
That's where they got the best food.
Huh?
From the culinary arts class.
Oh yeah, that one with the leftovers. Yeah.
Yeah,
I did too, man. I always did, man. Anybody.
That's why I got a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely experience, but I don't miss it. I don't know. Because one thing I learned, the best day out there, the best day in there, is still not as good as the worst day out here.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. Yeah, I mean those guys in the Supermax, what they call yard is a dog cage, right? Yeah, a little cage. They open up a chute, they go in. It's a little cage. Once in a while, there might be somebody in a cage next to you that you get to talk to, but they don't even like to do that.
One thing I remember was Barnett and I. They left us outside. One time, remember? They never came back to pick us up, and it was like 9 o'clock, and we had to walk all the way from the camp. All the way from the ADX.
You decided to walk.
We had to. They left us. What do you call it?
Yeah, I mean, I've waited
it was horrible. It was freezing my butt.
Oh yeah. Shit.
Who was the driver? freaking, what's his name? Freaking dude from Seattle. Chapaki. Dude, that guy was, I forgot. I was like, dude, because how the band used to get full. Oh, come back, bro.
Oh yeah,
come back. And then there we are, dude. We missed the count. We totally missed up to 6 o'clock. Yeah, we're over there waiting.
It's supposed to keep you there and count you inside the Supermax, right? If you're gonna miss the count.
Yeah.
But when you're out there, so down there, they're all fucked up.
I know. And we had the cop went down on lockdown because of me and Barnett.
Yeah, it's happened before, man.
And it was Chapaki, dude. They forgot us. Missed dinner, everything, dude. It was horrible, dude.
So I remember when I got the 3 sheet cakes out of there, man.
I do remember.
That was enough fun. So
I still want to talk about. I still want to know how you smuggled that in your underwear.
No, but I had that all set up. I mean, they basically opened the door for me. Let us bring those cakes in on all the different security levels. I had set that up a week ahead, man. White collar criminal like we are, right? And I got them all through, man. I mean, they remember that? But then you know what I did? I handed it 100 different people. I gave a free piece of cake to, man. I gave everybody. I didn't charge nobody, man.
Be honest, Sean. How much did you really?
No, everybody was thinking.
I heard you made tunas off.
No. Because you know what I thought would happen? They would pull me up on it at RDAP, a pull up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would say, "Hey, man, you brought that cake in. How much did you make and all that?" I said, "If I give it all away, they can't pull me up for shit, and I still get my cake and eat it too."
Yeah.
Remember, there's a line, 80 inmates, and I was just only going to give 20 people a cake. Where did all these people come from? But I sat there, I just gave them all a cake because I thought somebody was going to rat me out. That's why I didn't make no money at it, right? I guess, you learn your lesson in prison, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's all I need to get kicked out. I just a whole year off my sentence because I want to make, $40 worth of commissary or some shit, man?
Ratting you out too towards the end of
Yeah, and some of them, there was
the
some
worst,
snitches,
dude.
man.
I know.
There was some straight up fucking dry snitching going on. Remember? Fuck, man. Remember the dude we had him in the hot seat? What's his name? He told on everybody too, man. They finally kicked him out. Remember? You remember? The guy had him in the middle of the chair, and they were. I can't remember his name. So it ain't important. Who?
Must have been when you were going through the RDAP program.
Yeah.
I think I went after you.
You were like the.
Were you and I in the same RDAP?
We were all there at one.
You were after me, huh?
Every 3 months you do a different phase, so we were there for at least 3 months.
Yeah,
together.
you started after I did. I was what do you call it? Did I? And you were barely in, huh? When did you get out? Yeah, shit, dude. I finished RDAP in May of 20.
I got out in 19.
Shit, seriously?
RDAP.
Did
So
RDAP way after
we have a camera lady here. She wants to know what is RDAP.
Residential drug abuse program. Yeah, residential drug abuse program.
Yeah.
An in-house residential drug abuse program.
We're in New Mexico. The state prisons here have RDAP. It's similar. I think they get 90 days off or something, but ours gets you up to a year off, depending on how much time you got. She's asking you guys how long were you in there?
I got 5 years for a phone call.
5 years for a phone call.
Non-incriminating. You can say shit about anything. All the
conspiracy.
All my rat said was if we wanted to beat him, let's not mind pick up the check. He was going to be passing by.
And what's it take to get convicted? Conspiracy, right?
Conspiracy with the intent to purchase and distribute 5 kilos or more of cocaine.
If I see a guy across the street, right, and the feds are watching his house and stuff, right, and I just wave to him one day, and the feds raid his house, and they come out and they go, "We saw that guy wave to him." They come over, they can get me on a conspiracy. I don't even know the guys. I just waved to him one day. No, that's a conspiracy, and I could do 5 years for that just for waving at a guy. I have no clue who he is. Yeah. That's our government. That's our freedom.
Let me just make it very plain and simple, and I'm not trying to bring politics into it. Chavez, and you can agree with me on this, right? Sean, dude, they're going after a former president. What does that tell you about the system?
Nobody's above the law.
It's not even about that. If they slap you with charges, then you have to fight for your life to get out of it.
What's the conviction rate?
98.9%.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The state charges will pretty much be a slap on the hand unless they're trying to make an example of you. But if the federal government hits you with a charge,
Yeah.
just get your affairs in order.
Yeah. So would you guys recommend a public defender or paying for a real lawyer when it comes to the feds?
Oh, let's go this way. Ask the lady from Desperate Housewives. Ask the Julie and Todd Christie from Who Knows Best. Ask freaking Elizabeth Holmes. Who
Oh,
just got hit.
yeah,
All
yeah.
these people who have spent hundreds of millions of dollars on, and what do you call it? They all end up in prison.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Hey, check this out. In 2010, I had the same charges. Conspiracy with intent to purchase and distribute 5 kilos or more cocaine. Same fucking shit. Now I beat that.
I was just gonna get into that.
Was
the
it state?
2% who win.
Yes,
No, I'm just gonna get into it. If you take it to court and win, guess what? You're on a list, right?
Yeah, so I beat this case. So they were fucking pissed.
Yeah, they're pissed. They're gonna get a win no matter what.
They were mad. I knew I had already won the fucking case months prior. So I hired a team of 5 attorneys who were ex-federal prosecutors, and I hired a DEA expert. Now, that DEA expert is when I hired him, he came in and he said, "Okay, we already won the fucking case." Because the fucking Fed took paperwork that he fucking did in 2008, switched the fucking name out for my name. They lied to the federal judge. That's how they got my warrants for my phone, for my home, everything. And they watched me for 1 fucking week, so that was great. Because that whole week I was in Miami, and I wasn't doing anything. They didn't find any fucking dope, nothing. I was facing 20 to life, I think, at that time, and I said, "Fuck you," and I didn't know how the feds worked, right? The guidelines that you have to go through. So I hired all these fucking attorneys and everything. So I won. I beat the fucking case fair and square. They were fucking pissed. They ended up, they were going to fire the feds. Instead of firing them, they transferred them to different states. They followed my ass for like 2 fucking years, non-stop. Every fucking day they would be on me.
Yeah.
So
They come back with charges, right?
This shit that I went to prison for happened in Denver. I don't know nobody in Denver. Now my rat was one of my employees. I didn't know that he was fucking going to Denver, right? And he got busted over there. I didn't know he was a fucking snitch. I fucked up because I didn't look him up. Because back in 2010, I looked at everyone's paperwork. I knew who ran me out at that time. And sure enough, it was fucking sealed like 7 different times.
Oh, sure.
When I pulled him up. And so I knew he was a rat.
So even if the people who win, because I
beat it. So
mean, you won the first one, but then they come
so
back
the
at
one
you
in Denver,
years later.
I didn't have shit to do that one. But since they wanted my fucking ass,
Yeah, you're on that list, man.
Because they wouldn't let me bring the case to New Mexico because I would beat it. I would beat it here because I would have my judge. And my judge was, "You're innocent until proven guilty." I didn't have fuck to do with it. They even told the feds, "We lied to Mr. Chavez so that he wouldn't know what was going on, so he wouldn't get upset with this dude going to fucking Denver and this and that." The feds knew that, the judge knew that, everybody knew that. Like, I didn't know what was going on over there. I had nothing to do with it. But since I beat the case in 2010,
Yeah, this is
they're
Mark,
like,
man.
"Fuck you, bro."
Yeah, they're gonna get you if it takes 20 years. They're gonna
And
get you.
here's another story, just for the record, too, similar to Chavez's. Remember Dr. Halbron?
Yeah, Doc. Oh, yeah.
Seven times that the FBI investigated him, and it was on the
Oh,
7th
here's
time.
another one he told me.
And
Yeah.
7th time, the FBI, like, so if they want you, they're gonna get you. Yeah, they, what do you call it? They did 7. What did they call it? Because he was a doctor that was overbilling Medicaid. But at the end of the day, they did 7 forensic accounting investigations, and on the 7th one, they got him for typing code errors. So yeah, 56 months.
He was our drummer in the band. We were in a band, guys, a real rock band.
56 months. So they like I said, they will. Once they hit you, you know what I mean?
I know how many doctors that were there, like they beat a case 10, 15 years ago. Now they're going to keep coming. They drop 15 charges. Well, they use those again, plus the ones you don't even know about. And then once they just make up, it don't matter. If you win, you didn't win. they're
Just
gonna
be
get you.
looking over your back for
Yeah,
years.
they don't
'cause-
let a loss go, man. They take that personal,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, oh yeah, they do.
Can't win with
Well,
the
I'm gonna
feds.
have to be heading out. But
He's got to be heading out. But anyways, guys, maybe I'll have you guys back again. Hey, there's about what 8 or 9 of us live in Albuquerque now. Still keep in touch. When you go to prison, last thing I was ever thought was I'm going to make a friend in prison, let alone be hanging out 3-4 years later with guys I did time with, man. You know,
I walk in the yard telling you when I get out, I'll go visit you in San Francisco.
yeah. I never thought I was coming to Albuquerque. It wasn't even in my top 100 list, bottom 100 list. But here I am, man. And now we're all working together. Imagine that, man. Yeah. So you never know what doors are going to open, man. I mean, shit, man. It's life's good today compared to back in Florence. I'll tell you that, man.
yeah, I don't miss 2019 or 20 at all. Or
Would you guys say you did some growing up in prison? I know I did.
yeah, I did.
You have the fucking time.
Yeah.
Reflect for sure. You know, I did 19 months. The way I look at it, the world did 12 of those 19 with me with COVID.
Yeah.
But so I had to do 7 on my own. But at the end of the day, that was still the hardest 7 months. I lost a sister in prison to suicide and addiction. So it makes you come out with a new perspective for sure.
I reckon that, like Katie, she's got a pretty big case. I don't want to say what it is because it's national. It's huge. I'll tell you after. But Katie, if you want and maybe these guys to talk to you, and I know Larry especially, they may be able to give you some more, put some more tips on how to get through this because you're on pretrial already.
Katie, if you want to reach out to Sean,
I've talked to her on the phone a few times.
Totally. He has my number to get hold of me if you need any. Like I said, especially if it's restitution or any questions like that, definitely reach out because
she needs all of our help. And there's a lot of people on here. I know they're all getting ready to get sentenced. Some already have, and
it does end though. Let me tell you to this at the end of the day.
You're gonna know who's your true friend.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yes.
And family.
And family. Oh,
God. I went in married, came out divorced, and at the end of the day, in the 20 months I was gone, I only had I had a ton of friends when I had the money. You know what I mean, Travis?
Oh yeah, those
I had a
friends.
ton of friends, but at the end of the day, I had 3. I could count them on one hand. 3 or 4 that wrote me.
So let's put it this way: motherfuckers are gonna act the way they act when you die. Because basically, at your sentencing, that's your funeral. And when you're in prison, you're out of sight, out of mind. And motherfuckers out here in the street are gonna behave the way they're gonna behave when you're fucking dead. So you get to see it when you come back. You're back from fucking dead.
Yeah, like I said, I had a ton of friends when I was in there. I had 3 or 4 that would email me and actually write me, and the same applied to relatives. At the end of the day, nobody really. He's got a good point.
These 2 guys are my true friends. There's a few of us. If you find your true friends in there, I heard you get one superpower. When you get out, you can read through the bullshit of people. You know if that's a real person or a phony person.
That's right.
We get that one power. We get a gift. But you know what I mean?
That's fucking right.
Right on. Well, Sean, I'm going to be hitting on that here.
All right,
Signing off here.
Yeah, we'll sign off, guys. Thanks for watching.
Good luck, everybody who out
If
there.
there's anything I can answer or anything you guys want to ask,
Sean knows how to get a hold of us.
Yeah.
Like I said,
get a hold of me.
you're definitely going to be in for a lesson, but hang in there. It does come to an end.
Yeah.
There is life after prison,
There's life, a whole life after prison.
especially after I
You
do
don't
this to
even
Sean.
know. All right, man. Give him that machete. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks, guys.
I was reading it. It took off, Sean. So I would.
Yeah.